So now that I've got you here, I'm sure you understand that I don't have this secret that no one else knows about, and over the next 3 or 4 days, you're going to be able to lose 15 pounds. That's not what this is about. This actually is about things that you can do, making small changes in your life that are going to help you feel more confident, stronger, leaner, and yes, over time will help you to burn more calories throughout your everyday life. So what I want to show you are 3 things that you can begin doing today in your busy life to help you with those things. So the first thing is while you're sitting. So many of us, when we're sitting, we like to relax back into our chairs and our couches, and our joints are holding us together, or the back of our seat is holding us together. And what this does is this doesn't allow our muscles to work like they want to work. Our muscles are designed to help hold our body up. So let's start allowing them the opportunity to work more for us. So one thing that you can do is while you're sitting in a chair, we're just going to start working on our posture. And many of us will kind of sink back and we get this rounded shoulder, we get tired, and this is a normal position to fall into when you get busy, stressed, resting, and that's okay. But when you think about it, I want you to think about trying to lift up and sit up nice and tall. And I'll give you some cues on what you can do to help create more calorie burn, so to speak, by just sitting. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to work on this pelvis. And we don't want to tilt this pelvis under because that's going to put strain on the low back. It's a lot of pressure in this area. We want to think about pressing our sits bones into the seat or the chair, but not arching, because there again, we're going to create tension and tightness in this area. We want to think about, I like to kind of move my pelvis forward and back until I find what is neutral, and then I just sit there. My sits bones are pressing into the floor. Everything feels pretty comfortable, and that is one. The next thing is pay attention to where your shoulders are. So I like to think about pulling my shoulders straight back behind me, just kind of opening those shoulders up. Now, what a lot of people do when they do that or hear that, they go here, and the rib cage is thrusted forward, and then we're creating tension in that mid-back. We're lengthening the linea alba, which connects the rib cage to the pelvis, and that creates other issues along the way. So that's another thing we need to pay attention to and try to avoid. So when I pull my shoulders back, I'm just kind of moving them, thinking about pushing back towards the back of my seat and sit here. My shoulders should be directly over top of my hips, and my ribs should not be thrusting open. They should be pulled back a little bit. And when you think about pulling, I'm thinking about pulling my rib cage closer together. When I do that, I feel my abs, the upper ab area, start to activate. So that is the next step. The third thing that you're going to do while you're sitting is you're going to pay attention to your head. So we go into this head thrust, neck forward, thrusting forward. That again is, it creates a lot of tension in that neck. It's very hard for your body to be held up. And actually, when you start doing this and you stand up, you've got gravity pulling you forward rather than using your muscles. And we'll get to that in a minute with our walking. But so what I want you to do is drop your chin just slightly, and I want you to think about pulling back. But if you have a ponytail, you're going to pull up and back rather than straight back. So it's a little up and back. And then your ear will be in alignment with your shoulder, or is fairly close. and shoulder will be aligned or closer alignment towards your hips. And then the last thing that you're going to do is you're going to think about zipping up from your pubic bone towards your rib cage. And remember, when we zip up, we don't lift up, we zip up, and it activates all those core muscles. And that is your first tip to starting to use your muscles more so that you are strengthening, building confidence, looking leaner, and eventually burning more calories.